When you pick up a pen today, it feels ordinary. Just another tool in your bag or on your desk. But the story of the ballpoint pen is anything but ordinary. From the first attempts to simplify ink writing to the revolutionary design that changed everyday life, the ballpoint pen is a tale of persistence, creativity, and innovation. So let's embark on a journey through time to explore the fascinating origins of this everyday marvel. Before we had ballpoint pens, people relied mostly on fountain pens, or even dip pens, with ink. While these writing instruments worked well for their time, they presented several inconveniences. Fountain pens, with their nibs that needed frequent adjustments, were notorious for leaking ink and smudging, making them a messy and impractical choice for everyday use. For instance, have you ever tried to write with a fountain pen? You might have noticed that to get a smooth, consistent line, you need to hold the pen at a specific angle and apply a steady amount of pressure. Even slight variations in your grip or the surface texture could disrupt the ink flow, resulting in ugly blotches or broken lines. Also, if you've ever dipped your feathers in an inkwell, you know how challenging it could be to keep your strokes uniform.
The thickness of the line you've got depended on how much feather you had in the ink.
And the slightest shake could alter your writing. Plus, both fountain pens and dip pens demanded constant maintenance. They required regular cleaning to prevent clogging, and the inkwells, well, they were prone to drying out, leaving you high and dry in the middle of an important writing session. But it wasn't just the mess and maintenance that people wanted to improve. They also desired a pen that could last longer, write faster, and stay consistent. In the late 19th century, writers and inventors began to dream of a simpler, more efficient way to put ink to paper, setting the stage for the ballpoint pen revolution. The first ballpoint pens, however, were not designed for paper, but for leather. In 1888, a man named John J. Loud, a leather tanner from the United States, patented a device he called a marking pen. Loud's design featured a metal tip with a small ball bearing at the end. The pen was easy to use. Simply apply some ink to the ball and start marking. The idea was inspired by a simple observation that ink could be transferred onto leather by the pressure of rubbing a ballpoint against it. But while the pen worked great for marking leather and other rough materials, it wasn't very practical for writing on paper.
Loud's pen left broad, uneven marks, and the ink didn't flow consistently,
making it difficult to produce anything beyond the most basic sketches. Furthermore, the pen was hard to control, limiting its usability for detailed writing tasks. Although Loud received his patent for the ballpoint marking pen in 1888, it seems he didn't actively pursue its commercialization. Perhaps he realized the limitations of his design for paper writing, or maybe he simply saw more potential in his leatherworking business. Whatever the reason, Loud's patent eventually expired unused, though it did plant the seed for future innovators. Fast forward to the 1930s, when a journalist in Hungary named László Bíró had experienced firsthand the frustration of dealing with leaky and smudgy fountain pens while taking quick notes. This experience sparked a desire in him to create a better, more reliable writing instrument. Around the same time, his brother, György, a chemist, was experimenting with quick-drying ink for newspapers. László approached his brother with the idea of combining the two, creating a pen that used a small ball to transfer ink from a reservoir to the page, leaving behind a clean, crisp line. With György's expertise in chemistry and László's background in journalism, the two set about bringing their vision to reality. Their goal was to create a pen that would solve the problems that plagued the existing writing instruments of the time. The fountain pen with its delicate nib was known for its elegant handwriting, but the process of finding the right nib and maintaining it was cumbersome and frustrating. Moreover, the constant threat of ink leakage and smudging added to the stress of using these pens, especially in situations where neatness and precision mattered. Dip pens were no better. Requiring frequent cleaning and a steady hand, they were hardly a convenient solution for everyday writing needs. The Biro brothers believed their ballpoint pen could address all these issues. After months of experimentation, they successfully created a prototype in 1938. The brothers filed a patent for their invention, which was granted in 1939. The ballpoint pen featured a tiny ball bearing at the tip, a reservoir of quick-drying ink, and a simple mechanism to advance the ball into contact with the paper. The key to their design was the use of a self-contained ink supply and a small ball that ensured an even flow of ink onto the paper. This innovation eliminated the need for frequent refills and the messy cleanup associated with ink leakage. Additionally, the quick-drying ink reduced the chances of smudging, a common problem with traditional writing instruments. Once the patent was secured, the brothers started producing their pens in Hungary. Initially, the response was positive. People were intrigued by the novelty of the ballpoint pen and its promise of a better writing experience. However, the outbreak of World War II soon overshadowed this success. During the war, the British Royal Air Force discovered the benefits of the Biro pen. They quickly adopted it, replacing the fountain pens that were commonly used by pilots at the time. The standard fountain pens leaked at high altitudes due to changes in air pressure, a problem that the Biro pen solved effectively. This practical advantage brought global attention to the invention. Pilots who had experienced the convenience and reliability of the ballpoint pen became its ardent supporters, spreading the word about this game-changing writing instrument. As the war raged on, the Biro brothers continued to refine their product. They realized that for the pen to truly succeed, it needed to be not only functional but also affordable and accessible to the masses. After the war, László Bíró moved to Argentina, where he began mass-producing the pen under the name BIC. Meanwhile, news of the ballpoint pen reached the United States, recognizing the potential of this new invention. The Reynolds International Pen Company decided to bring the ballpoint pen to the American market. On October 16, 1945, the company introduced the first mass-market ballpoint pen in the United States. The launch was a resounding success. Despite the pen's hefty price tag of $12.50, more than 10,000 pens sold out in less than an hour at New York department stores. Word of mouth spread like wildfire, and soon everyone wanted a pen that could write faster, smoother, and more reliably than any other pen on the market. The ballpoint pen revolution had begun. However, the real breakthrough came in 1953 when French engineer Marcel BIC entered the scene. BIC recognized the potential of the ballpoint pen and saw an opportunity to make it more affordable and accessible to the general public. He simplified the manufacturing process and cut costs without compromising on quality. As a result, he was able to sell his pens, now branded under the now-famous brand BIC, for only $1 each, an unprecedented price for such a high-quality writing instrument. The lower price point made the ballpoint pen a household staple almost overnight. It was now within reach of the average consumer and quickly became a part of everyday life for millions. Today, ballpoint pens are a ubiquitous sight in offices, schools, and homes around the world. Their impact on society is undeniable.
They have transformed the way we communicate and work,
Offering a convenient, low-cost, and reliable writing solution for billions of people. Their enduring popularity is a testament to their simplicity, functionality, and affordability. And so the humble ballpoint pen continues to play a significant role in our daily lives, writing the story of human progress, one stroke at a time.